I'm Tovi, or Tail, whichever is your favorite. I'm here to show you how I earn rep on Career Plus and to explain two ways in which you can rather easily get loot of any grade. You can see the stats for items drops on the screen right now. If you need to customize yourself with them, just pause the video. Without further delays, to earn rep the way I do, you need to get access to deserts. It's the first environment of Career Plus mode, and to unlock it you need to earn 100,000 points on normal career. Once there are two methods of earning rep. You can see timestamp for each one of them right now. Your choice depends primarily on whether you want to earn as much as possible or kinda play it safe. Before I continue, I need to make clear that this method involves exploit of game's checkpoints. I believe it was implemented by the devs on purpose. It's kinda like an anti-rage feature, but there is a possibility that it might get patched up at some point, and of course that would make that method no longer viable. Other than that, yeah, I guess if you're fine with that, continue. First thing you'll want to do is bail 4 times until you're on the last stand, as it will apply a 1.5 multiplier to your score. From there onwards, just full send it towards the finish line. Avoid sticking to the track, as sides of the node tend to be a lot steeper. That means you'll get more jumps and do more tricks. Do only the tricks you're comfortable with. Don't attempt any unnecessary gaps or over-the-top tricks. Bear in mind, one bail is enough to get you knocked out, and then you have to start over. Personal tip: if you full send it, don't get carried away. Remember that the nodes are limited in size, and if you go out, you'll be introduced to Descender's space program. Anyway, you should aim to get 9000 rep on the first nodes. It will unlock 3 crew members for you. Only necessary crew member for this is fakie balance, although off-road friction will also help you. If neither of the 3 gives you fakie balance, rinse and repeat. Of course, if you're comfortable with fakie without crew help, be my guest. Once you have fakie balance or decide to continue without it, pick any mellow nodes, that is any node with steepness between 0 and 3. 2 and 1 steepness are probably your best choice. Proceed to the first checkpoint. After hitting the first checkpoint, fakie all the way down the node or until you stop. Once there, wait for your points to add up to the total rep from the run. You'll hear like a small ping and you'll see that the points at the bottom just add up to the total rep. At this point, if you press B, you'll return to the last checkpoint, but you'll get to keep all the rep you've earned so far on the node. If you press the back button, you'll go back to the start and reset all the progress. So what you do is just press B and go back to the previous checkpoint. And from that point onward, you can just carry on doing that. The longer you spend on one node, the less rep you'll earn per minute. It's a feature that was introduced to prevent grinding on one node for too long. So what you want to do, you'll want to spend between 5 and 7 minutes doing fakie on each node before moving to the next one. This way you can easily earn up to like 80,000 rep per single node. Continue until you meet the 100% chance for the drop of your desired rarity, for example 50,000, and then pause the game, go to retire, and yeah, get your loot. Rinse and repeat until you get whatever you're after. Before you learn how to do fakie, or if you simply don't like doing it, you can also just play it safe. I still recommend doing this on the last stand though, due to the 1.5 score multiplayer. When it comes to the crew, you would want to go for landing impact and pump strength. You can also take spin speed, speed wobbles, tweak speed, steepness, off-road friction. They're all helpful, but to be fair, neither of them are really necessary. As before, you'll want to avoid the trail. Sides are a lot steeper, they have more bumps allowing more jumps and tricks. That of course means more rep for you. It's important to avoid doing the same trick twice in a row or repetitively. The more you do one trick, the less rep you'll get from it on that node. Mix it up. By the way, doing 360 to the left and 360 to the right count as separate tricks. Disregard bonus objectives, as you're not gonna need extra lives anyway. The steeper the node, the better. Even if you go slowly, due to the steepness you'll slide a lot, and that itself earns rep. On top of that, danger zone is your friend, as node itself multiplies your rep by 1.25. If you're playing on the last stand, that will add up to overall of 1.75 score multiplier. Helmet cam can do it too, However, on the desert it cripples your perception of steepness, making it easier to misjudge your landing, and of course, one bail and you have to start all over. This method can earn you between 6 and 15,000 rep per any node with steepness of 3 or higher. At first, especially if you're new to the game, you may find it difficult, you bail every time, you'll get pretty annoyed very quickly. You can play it just even safer and follow these steps as you would normally, but don't bail at the beginning, just keep your lives and keep going with them, try to get bonus objectives. You'll still get a decent amount of rep for that, while retaining the safety net of having a couple of lives instead if you bail or completely misjudge the height of that goddamn jump. Well, I hope that helped. Descenders is a great game. If you haven't bought it yet, I highly recommend it. Hope this guide helped you, and if you liked it, make use of it. I don't really give a hell about likes or exposure, I made that for fun. For now, call up for nightmares. I'm sleep deprived as fuck, and instead of sleeping I'm editing that goddamn video. Good night.